In 1992, Boris Yeltsin gave permission for the burial of Grand Duke Vladimir Kirillovich, who many regarded as the legal heir to the Russian throne, in the Peter Paul Cathedral in St. Petersburg. For the first time in a century, a member of the royal family had been buried in the Romanovs' traditional tomb. Is this a sign of the future or a passing mood? Russians, and particularly the young, seem to be freeing themselves from the clichés of the past. The idols of the communist regime no longer stand on their pedestals. Nor will it be possible in the future to see this ceremony outside what used to be Lenin's mausoleum in Red Square. Will monarchism fill the ideological vacuum of modern Russian life? Certainly, the growing popularity of the monarchist idea is encouraging intensive research into the history of the Russian royal family. Perestroika stimulated this type of research. Soviet archives began to open up, not only for Soviet researchers, but also for Western researchers. This applied even to the KGB archives and the military archives. All of this ought to have simplified the tracing of family histories. However, the reality is more complicated. There are two reasons. The first is the sheer mass of material in the archives. For example, just 1 year's records from one artillery regiment during the First World War occupy several shelves. It would take months to work through them. And there is a second problem. The archivists themselves admit that at least 30% of the material that should be there is missing.
We went to Russia to visit the places my father was talking about, and also to find some documents, some evidence, but it was not easy. And we did not find much, but people promised us they would keep searching and hopefully they would find more.
Isn't it wonderful? The writing and
I visit Russia 3 times, and each time I spent about a month and visiting different places, meeting a lot of people and talking and try to find what they need and how I can help them, because after 70-odd years in isolation, when only the officials had contact with the West, the ordinary Russian people now, they feel lost. They don't know where to start, who to contact. And this is what I'm doing now, each time going to Russia.
Though they did not find what they were looking for, the name Romanov guaranteed Victor and Elaine a warm welcome in Russia.
Ура! 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 Мощная Россия связана с династией Романовых. То, что были здесь, это значит, мы возвратимся, мы будем мощными, сильными нашим российским
The
государством.
revival of monarchism in Russia seems at odds with trends in the rest of the world. Nowadays, many Russians are trying to replace the ideals of Soviet society with ideals resurrected from a more remote past. From a distance of 75 years, monarchism looks extremely attractive, for it seems to promise a revival of lost glories and imperial power. In Russia, Viktor Romanov had found that even though people knew his family was not of the ruling dynasty, in the present crisis, the name Romanov can inspire hope in a better future. Whether or not there is ever a new Tsar, it is already clear that the name Romanov, because of its great historical significance, will continue to play an important role in the new Russia. In the turmoil of today, perhaps Russians should also hear the words of the last Tsar, Nicholas II, as recorded by his daughter Olga shortly before his death. Father asks to tell everyone that they should not try to avenge him, for he forgives everyone and prays for everyone. And it should be remembered that it is not evil that will conquer evil, but love.